right, so thank you so much. We have a good group in here. Thank you so much for joining us on this webinar. We're going to go over the Fundamentals of Cybersecurity course. We were just talking, or I was just mentioning all the different career paths. This course is so good for that because it really just gives you a look into some networking, some cryptology, just a whole bunch of different cybersecurity concepts. Before I go any further, I am Jennifer Campbell. I'm the curriculum developer. I've been working largely on this project. Evelyn's also in the room. She is our curriculum lead, and she'll be helping me with the Q&A pod, the Q&A poll thing. So we will eventually close the chat, and if you have any questions, you can use the Q&A since we do have a larger group. I wanted to kind of informally poll everyone so I know how to best run this webinar. So I think if you're in the participants pod, you can raise your hand. So I want to see how many people have used CodeHS already. Just raise your hand. Awesome. This works well. All right, good. It's about a little bit more than half of you, it looks like. All right, so lower your hand. Hit the lower hand button. I've got one more question. So it looked like there was maybe 30-ish people that use CodeHS. Of those people who have used CodeHS, how many have used our Intro to Cyber course? So the cyber course that already existed before this one. Okay, cool. All right, so there are a few people, not many though. So this is almost everything in this course is going to be new for most of you. For the ones that have used our course, I will point out what's actually brand new and like added on. But thank you for that. So what we're going to do in this webinar is we're going to go over the just the course overview of the Fundamentals of Cybersecurity course, how to access materials. There will be a beta section at the end that you can join and look at it from a student side. And then a teacher testing group information if you're interested in joining that. And then we also will get a little tiny preview of the advanced cybersecurity. We'll have the full webinar next week. And then we'll stick around for some Q&A. I'm very excited about this advanced cyber course too. All right, so fundamentals of cybersecurity, the course overview. I added this in because as you guys were saying in the chat, there are so many different career paths that students can take this information for. So this is just saying what the need of this course is. There's over 300,000 job openings in the field. Basically, if you know cybersecurity, you will always have a job. So it's very important that we let our students know about this. So during this course, students will learn basically like a broad range of foundational cybersecurity topics. And the whole course is very visual, it's dynamic, it's changing, and we do have a lot of interactive items in it. Which were added. So if you did use this in the past, we have a lot more of that now. So this course, this might be a little bit of a difference from our intro course. The intro course probably could have been for some middle school students depending on their strengths. This course is definitely more based towards high school students. It's a little bit more rigorous. It's a little bit more, there's just a lot more to it. So it's definitely suggested that it's for high school students. Probably in grades 10 to 12. It is designed for students with some exposure to computer science, so that will definitely help if they've taken some sort of computer, introductory computer science in general before. But there's no specific course, so they can take web design and then take cybersecurity. They can take, intro to JavaScript and then take cybersecurity. But it is recommended that they do have some sort of course before. So the format, if you haven't used CodeHS, so there's about half of you that have not used CodeHS. It's entirely web-based, so you don't have to hop off our site for anything. It's all within our site. And each course, the course is made out of a whole bunch of learning modules. The modules have video tutorials that are, short. They're less than 5 minutes each. Example programs, quizzes, simulations. We added a whole unit if you've done the cybersecurity in the past. We added a whole module on programming, and then there also are free response prompts. It's designed for a year-long class that meets 5 days per week. The schools have implemented it in a variety of ways, and you do have the ability through CodeHS to take out things, put in things. All right, so here's the module breakdown. This is just half. There's another page to this. So this is the first 4. So we have what is cybersecurity, which is just the basics of cybersecurity. Then we have digital citizenship and cyber hygiene, which is stuff like cyberbullying and digital footprint and stuff like that. A new one that we've added in is programming fundamentals. So students have hands-on experience. If you know CodeHS a little bit, they learn these programming concepts through Carol, which is a little dog that you program to move across the screen. It's super fun and very engaging. And then we also have the ABCs of cryptography. They learn Caesar cipher, Vigenère cipher, and some of the not too difficult stuff. We've saved the harder cryptography stuff for the advanced course. Then we follow that up with system administration. System administration is brand new. Everything in that is new. Students compare and contrast operating systems. They're going to look into user accounts and what permissions to set for each user account. There's a lot of simulations in this one and a lot of interactive stuff that they can work on within our system. And then of course, as teachers, you guys can, take them off and do some extra stuff if you'd like, but you don't have to. Everything is within the CodeHS system on our internet website. Then we have software security. So students are gonna look into web applications. They're gonna get to play around with some SQL code, which is a lot of fun, and work with databases. We also have networking fundamentals, which is the internet and the networks. And then we took this up a notch too. We added in IT infrastructure, which kind of makes the networking fundamentals make a little bit more sense. It connects the two. So the infrastructure, that's new, and students will learn about the physical elements of their computers. What's in the computers, what is, peripheral devices, but then also network devices and how the network devices communicate with each other. And then we also have 4 projects. So the first 3 were in there already in the intro course for those that have used that. So we have a public service announcements where they take something that they learned and they create a flyer of sorts. We also have a classic cipher newscast where they look into some other ciphers, probably some that they might even see in the advanced cybersecurity, and they create a newscast. The security assessment report is really, really cool. So we have a site that they can work on that is faulty, and they kind of play around and see if they, see what the vulnerabilities are. And then they write up a report to let this fake company know how it can be fixed. And then we also have troubleshooting. This one's new. This one is just a few different scenarios. Students kind of almost act like they're getting support tickets and they have to fix it and then build out the support ticket. That one's a lot of fun as well. In addition to all of that, we do have supplemental materials for those learners that go ahead or maybe go through things fast, or if it's just something that you're interested in or your students are interested in. So we do still have cryptocurrency, and these are all big. These are all at least 30 to 60 assignments. So these are all pretty big supplemental material modules. So we have cryptocurrency, we have web development, and then if your students really enjoyed the SQL code that's in our course, then they can build on that and go to SQL Part 2.
Jennifer, we had a question come in about the programming fundamentals. So this is from Alexander, and he asked, can the Carol section be swapped out for another short intro section, or is Carol specifically required later in the course?
Oh, that's a really good question. It is definitely not specifically required. So we do have material that is just teaching, that teaches programming just in JavaScript. I'm wondering if you could sub in maybe Python. I'd have to look into that more. I think it would be best to stay with JavaScript. Mm-hmm. Because they'll see it in the in the simulations as well. Right. But you definitely could swap out, and you don't have to use Carol. You can use something else in that spot.
And then is the SQL Part 2, is that module new?
No, this one's been in there. So this one, if you've used our course in the past, it's always been available. So
but is a supplemental material?
Yes,
got it.
Supplemental. Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I think that's all we have for right now.
I do see Jerry's question. We're getting to that one. I'm excited about, he's asking about certifications. I will get to the certifications in a little bit. So here's one demo. I loaded a few demos up here. I do have some that I'll share live. I just didn't know if that would work or not, so I put some up here anyway. So here's one demo that's in the digital citizenship. It's not in the digital citizenship. This is in the cybersecurity module. So it's a phishing simulation where students kind of use a fake or, you know, like a simulator of an email, and they either decide to download or ignore based on what the email is. We also have a demo just showing how many different ways you can be tracked on a web page. So here you can see the trackpad, you know, tracks your movements. You can move a div. You can change the background color just by hitting the letter B. And it just shows the students, and they get to do all this. So they're not just watching this. They actually get to hit the, you know, the letter B and see it happen. So they get to see all this and see how they can be tracked. So we do have certification alignments for this course. This course is fully aligned to the CompTIA ITF certification. And then it also includes a few objectives from the CompTIA 1001, the A+ ones. So the 1001 and 1002 A+ certifications too. So it's partly aligned to that one, but it is fully aligned to this one. So I will give you information now on how to access this materials so you can see it on your own. So this is the course link. So we will send you, right, Evelyn, remind me if I'm wrong, but we will send everyone all these links and everything in the presentation.
Yeah, we'll send out an email with all these instructions. I'm posting this in the chat now, so.
Okay, excellent. I tried to keep all the links pretty simple so that you could just, you know, write them down real quick or take a screenshot. So this is how you join the course. So you are joining as a student since this is in beta. You aren't allowed, you know, you can't assign it or set it up as a course for next year yet. That'll be available July-ish. But for right now, you can go into the course as a student and see everything that's built. What hasn't been built, just to give you the heads up, there's no lesson plans or not many handouts for some of the new stuff. So in this course, you'll actually see about more than half of them have lesson plans and handouts, and then about half are missing that. We'll have that by July. We also have a link for the syllabus if you want to check out the syllabus, and then we have a marketing page. I'll leave this up here for a little bit if you want to jot them down. But like I said, they will be all given to you at the end as well. And then I wanted to just let you know about our teacher testing group. So a little bit more about this. The teacher testing group is kind of a way to be more involved in how to improve this course. So what happens is you get special access to leave feedback on each item. And this feedback is critical. It helps us so much. And I'll give you the information on how to join this in just a second. So this individual feedback or this feedback on the items helps us improve the items and see if there's any confusion and just you know, figure out how to make the course better. So if you are interested in becoming a teacher tester for this course, you can just go to codehs.com/cyber/testing and then sign up. It's just a short little Google form. All right, and then a short little advanced cybersecurity preview. I don't want to give too much away. We will have this webinar next week. So here's the information for the webinar for the advanced cybersecurity course. The advanced one does have more standards from the A+ certifications, as well as Security Plus and Network Plus. It's not fully aligned to any of them, but it has like a range from each of them. And so you can write this down if you want to join us for that. And these are just there's also projects that go along with this. The advanced cybersecurity is different. It is more in-depth, so there are less modules because they are longer modules. There's going to be projects that come in between each module. So the main modules would be advanced cryptography, advanced networking, cyber defense, and risk management. So that is for the advanced course. All right, I will give you a little bit of a preview, but I want to stop and just answer some questions.
Yeah, so we have a few. The first one is, do we teach SQL injections and show students how easy it is to destroy a database if proper web security is not implemented?
We do. So this is why we teach, or this is one of the reasons why we teach SQL. We teach them how to do SQL, and then we teach them SQL injection. And we do have some simulations in there. It's actually the security assessment report that I was telling you about. where they look into a website and see what security, faults there are. That's SQL injection. So there's a whole project on SQL injection as well.
Great. And then another question is, does CodeHS have another course that aligns to the CompTIA fundamentals exam?
Do we have another course? No, this is the only course that aligns to the ITF exam. So the intro course would come close, the one that is out there already. But that's why we added more into this, so that it would fully align.
And are you familiar with the MTA Security Fundamentals career exam?
I've definitely heard of it, but I don't know. I see her question about it being aligned. I haven't checked that out yet. There's a good possibility that it's aligned, but I don't know offhand if it is.
Great. For advanced security professional, how long will it take to work through the material?
Advanced security professional?
I'm not sure what that's in response to. So Randall, if you want to write in, what sort of environment do we use for the simulations?
Oh, I'll show you. Can I show them now, or should I answer some more questions?
Yeah, let's show them now.
Okay, so maybe this will answer some of your questions. I will show you just a few simulations. For those that are new to CodeHS, this is what the course is going to look like. So it has these modules, and you pop them open, and it has these lessons. You can pop those open, and then it has a video, a quiz, and then some stuff. So each lesson will have a short video, a quiz that just makes sure that the students watch the video, basically, and then some other stuff as well. And then it goes on, and there's a whole lot, of course, in this one. So this is one of them. So this is an interactive sequence diagram. So they do learn about sequence diagrams. And this is what the student sees, and this is how we build the simulation. So they don't have to write anything in here, but they do get to look at the code if they want to. So there's different files over here. I think this one just uses these two. So it is good for advanced students. And then if they mess up the code, they can just do reset the starter and get back to the original code. But there's two ways. They can run the code, and it will run right in here. And this is a cool one. So you can, the students are going to change like this, enrolling in cyber. And if they hit run, it's going to show over here. Or they can do CHTML in a new window, and it'll just be larger in that respect. And I'll show you what that one looks like in the next one. So here's a Windows simulation. And this one, oh, I hope I didn't mess this up. Let's see. This one, let's open it in a different. Okay, so here is a simulation that we have built that looks like a Windows desktop. So there are, certain things on here that work. So you can go in here, you can even go in the note and type a little note. There's a whole lot of things that these students can click on. You can click on that, you can click on something up here. And then a lot of what we do is in the start menu. So you can even, I don't know if it's on this one. It is, so you can click there and you can log in, it's all fake, but it gives the students something to try. And then you don't need to have a whole bunch of Windows computers if you're all working on Chromebooks or something else. We also have a simulator for a Mac, so you can see what a Mac looks like, and then some Linux type stuff too. And then here's another example that I really like. So this is a terminal simulation. So again, they just have to come in here. They don't have to touch the code, but they can look at it if they're interested. They hit run code. And then what they would do is in this, Zoom is slowing me down. So let me reset the starter. Let's see if that happens. I might have been messing with the code. There we go. Yep, it was me just messing with the code. But see, if that was a student, all you'd have to do is hit reset the start, and then you would get it back. So this one is a fake terminal, a terminal simulation. So you can click help, and then you can try some of these commands. The clear even works, which was like my favorite thing. So we can do like ifconfig, and then have a simulation of what that would pull up. All right, so let me come back and see if there are any questions or if that helped anyone as well.
Yes, so the question, just wanted to clarify, the question was, is there a time commitment for teachers who want to be a part of the testing group? Or is it, yeah, are we,
I'm not quite sure about that. Do you know, Evelyn?
I would say people should be willing to put in the time to get through, you know, at least a module of the course. But I don't think we have any specifics in terms of you have to dedicate this amount of time, and it's all on your own schedule.
Right, because we can still, we would definitely love to have some teachers who do have the time to go through it on a quicker pace, because we want to get, you know, any improvements done before semester starts. But of course, any improvements down the line, we would still address. So really, we're just looking for teachers that are going to help us improve and give us some good feedback.
Right. And then we just have a question in terms of, I guess, other existing cybersecurity curriculums. Jennifer, I'm not sure if you're familiar with others that exist, and just can you speak to the difference in terms of like level of difficulty, types of activities that students are doing?
Yes. Yeah, I've done actually a lot of research, trying to see what was out there already as we were building this cyber course. And a lot of, and it was, you know, what someone said when they first came in, a lot of cybersecurity courses out there are video response, video response, video response, video response. So we tried to do something different than that. So that's why we have those simulations, those interactive activities, just different things for the students so that they are fully engaged. Difficulty level, I do think we are definitely on par, if not even more detailed than some of the stuff that's out there. There's a lot of stuff that, it just seems like a lot of stuff that's out there is pretty repetitive. It's almost like they just hit our first 2 modules, the stuff that's out there. And then we go further and deeper into a whole lot of different, you know, more stuff.
Great. Are all of the simulations on the CodeHS virtual servers, or would the school need to have a few different machines to test on?
Oh, this is what's so great about this, Nathan. Thank you for that. What's so great about our simulations is that each student has their own version. So one student could mess up the code completely and it will never do anything to any other student. So in that case, you know, like something like there's a site online that is made for SQL injection and made for people to test SQL injection. But once one person knocks down the site, then no one else can practice. That's not how it is with our simulations. So our simulations, each student has their own, and they can't mess up anyone else's.
Awesome. We can hang out for a few minutes and just see if other people have questions, but otherwise, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, everyone.
See. All right, we got a few. So,
all right, they're all like last minute people. No, let me get mine in.
I can speak to the free version. So all of our curriculum is available for free. You can set up a class, you can enroll students, you have access to all the student activities. What you would be missing with the free version is you would only have access to the first 10 lesson plans. And there would be other tools like student tracking and gradebook and fast grade that you would not have access to with the free version.
Yeah, so you still get all the curriculum, and you're just missing some of that extra features.
Yes. And yes, the new curriculum is free, the new cybersecurity class. Okay, then we have a few questions about certifications. So does this course align with the CompTIA IT fundamentals? Just that exam, or the CompTIA Security Plus exam?
All right, I had this. Let me see if I don't need to share actually anymore, because I definitely have this answer. I checked it out yesterday to see how many we actually, how many standards or objectives we meet for each one. So give me 1 second. Of course, my Chrome profile just paused. Okay, it still works. All right, so the CompTIA ITF, we cover everything, 100%, all 33 standards. This course specifically covers 5 standards or 5 objectives off the A+ 1001, and then 3 standards of the A+ 1002. So if you're looking for anything higher than that, come back next week for the advanced cybersecurity webinar, because that one has a lot more of the A+ and then the network and the security. Do not have any of the Linux Plus. I saw that one up there too.
Looking at the standards, it looks like it hits a number of CSTA standards. So can you speak a little bit to the CSTA standards that are covered in this course?
Yes, yeah, so we actually noticed that this covers a lot of state standards as well. So we built this course was built with ITF kind of in the back of our mind, but then also some state courses. We picked and choose some standards for those too. So we haven't aligned it to CSTA yet, but I'm sure it covers a lot of that in there, especially like the IT infrastructure and the system administration modules.
Yeah, just to reiterate, so the curriculum is free, and we have a note from a few teachers saying that they did use free CodeHS and found that it was good for teaching. Just to, I had a few questions about this. So we are going to be sending out a recording of this presentation to all of the RSVPs. So you will get the record of this presentation along with all of the links that we sent out. So you will get a copy of all of that. Does our program have a capture the flag activity?
It doesn't, but I'm hoping to somehow add that on, at least for the advanced and then probably for this. But as of now, no.
Got it.
I would love to have, we'd love to add something like a competition of some sorts.
Great. So then we have the advanced course. When is that going to be released?
The beta course is next week at the webinar. I believe it was the 26th. It's Tuesday, so whatever next Tuesday is. And then the actual course where you can assign it to students should be available in July sometime.
Is the beta tester option different from the feedback star for somebody who already has the feedback star for other CodeHS courses?
I believe it's the same thing. So yeah. It looks like that is, Alex, you're set to go. Give us some feedback.
Great. So yeah, so I guess just to clarify, so if a student takes this course in its entirety, you feel like they would be able to sit the IT fundamentals CompTIA exam?
Yes, yeah, I definitely do. And we did find that, and just look into it, because the reason why we wanted this course to be available for 10 to 12 in grades is because I do believe if they take that certification exam, it's only good for like 2 years. So you really wouldn't want a 9th grader taking that exam because they can't use it. You know, they're going to graduate and not be able to use it. So that had to do with why we were trying to push this course off as well.
If you already have an account with CodeHS, you will need to still manually add the beta using the link that we provided, so the /cyber/start, and joining the class code. Right now, because it's in beta, it's not added to our catalog yet, so it's only available to people who are opting in, just like you, and the full course will be added to the catalog in July. Is the course, how long is the course again, Jennifer?
It's for a full year. Alex, I do think I tried to put the code like within the web address, so you might be okay. As long as you can see everything, you should be good.
Is there a way to download any of the activities? I'm not our site, you do need internet to complete anything that's on the site. I'm not sure, Jennifer, if there are activities that can be run offline that you've added in the course.
I mean, I'm not sure. There's definitely stuff that you could print out if that's what you're, you know, maybe thinking, just in case the internet access isn't that great. So there is stuff that could be printed out and completed, but not everything now.
Great. Jennifer, do you see Victor's question?
Are you asking if I'm thinking Victor's asking if we teach that maybe? So we definitely teach command line commands. So Linux would be some of the stuff that we do teach in there. So I see that you wrote just quite a few of them. We definitely have LS. We have LS in the simulation as well. And then the make directory, we have that one as well within the slides.
We will be sending a recording to all of the RSVPs.
Okay, Victor, I see. Thank you for adding more information. We don't teach that many commands now. So we definitely teach the basic ones in this one. We do have some, I would say we probably teach closer to 20, but it's more along, it's probably like 10 to 20. We will, however, in the lesson plans, Victor, this actually brings up a good point. The reason why we can't teach too much on that is that, you know, some students might have Mac, some students might have Windows, and then all the commands are different. So we will have a lot of material in the lesson plans that direct, you know, teachers to sources that'll help them, you know, if they want to add that on.
Great. Let's see. Yes, CodeHS is compatible with iPads. You do need an internet connection. So if you do end up teaching virtually in the fall, you can teach this course. So the other intro course, the Intro to Cybersecurity course, it won't be removed from the catalog. So if you taught that course last year and you would prefer to teach that course versus the new fundamentals course, you will have that option.
Victor, I do see some of your questions about the Raspberry Pi. I'm not quite sure how to answer that. All of, you know, CodeHS works with an internet connection. It's web-based. I don't know if I have enough knowledge about Raspberry Pi to answer your questions fully. But.
Yeah, I would say if it's a modern browser, I believe it would work, but I'm not sure that we've tested that. Great.
I do see another question about the advanced cybersecurity. So they are two separate courses. We suggest as a pathway to have students take some computer science course first, like a web design or intro to JavaScript, something like that. Then take this fundamentals course. And then after that, as a capstone, take the advanced cyber. So the advanced cyber course is a different course than this fundamentals one.
Yes. I think that's it. I did put in chat, we have an email address, hello@codehs.com. So if people have any other questions as they're going through the course, feel free to reach out to us and we will give you a response to any questions or feedback that you have for the course. But thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you, everyone.